Hi there, I'm Kelly Damphus, and I'm the Chancellor here at Arkansas State University. Welcome to the October edition of the First Friday video. I'm coming to you today from the recently opened Windgate Center for Three-Dimensional Arts, and a little later, one of our students from the Department of Art and Design, Grace Westerman, will be joining me to talk about the impact of this new building for both our faculty and our students. The fall semester is underway at A-State, and as promised, we are back on campus. It took a team effort, and just a little over 6 weeks into the semester, I'm very proud of all the hard work that our Red Wolves have done here. Our on-campus vaccination percentages are very strong, with our athletics department leading the way. More than 90% of our Red Wolves athletes, coaches, and support staff have been vaccinated. Just over 80% of all full-time on-campus faculty are also vaccinated, and close to 70% of our staff are vaccinated as well. And our on-campus resident students are fully vaccinated, well above our county's average. Good job, everyone. Returning to the classroom was important to both our students and our faculty. That's obvious to see by the hard work everyone's doing to keep ourselves all safe. Person after person has made very clear to me that they want to return to on-campus learning this fall. Thanks to the precautions like continued masking in the classrooms and the vigilance of our contact tracing, we've kept the number of active cases far below our numbers from fall 2020. Student activities are continuing as well. We've shifted many of them from indoors to outdoors for additional safety, and so far we've also continued our great traditions like Order of the Pack and our Welcome Back to Jonesboro downtown street party. And now we're looking ahead to a homecoming next month, more like those of old, where we will welcome both the class of 1970 and the class of 1971 back to campus on November 6th. Speaking of classes, A-State welcomed the class of 2025 this fall with more than 1,600 first-year students. That's a 4% increase over last year. We saw a return of students from across the globe this fall and strong numbers of transfer students coming to campus as well. Compared to others in our state and region, we're very pleased that overall our enrollment stayed relatively flat, and we're looking forward to targeting more growth next year as well. We also had two great crowds for Red Wolves football at the beginning of the semester that brought our campus and our community together. And we had a great crowd here in early September to officially open the doors to our newest campus facility. Thanks to the generosity of the Wingate Foundation, this $7.9 million facility is changing the face of our art program. Joining me now to talk more about the Windgate Center's impact on students is Grace Westerman. Welcome to the First Friday video, Grace.
Thank you for having me.
Not only are you a student here that uses the 3D Art Center, but you're also, we're a member of last year's Chancellor's Leadership class. And so we always start off by talking with our students and asking them to tell us a little bit about themselves. So tell us where you're from and your major and things like that.
I am a sophomore here. I am from Hot Springs, Arkansas. I went to Fountain Lake High School, and I'm a studio art major.
Studio art. Now, one of the interesting things that most folks might not know is that my wife and I actually display paintings in our house that are the result of a contest that the art students do every year. But last year we didn't have the contest, and my wife actually talked to you, and we had you gave us a couple of your paintings. We actually are displaying a couple of your paintings in our house now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what medium do you like to use in your paintings?
I love watercolor and gouache. Those are probably my top two.
Now you're going to have to explain what gouache is.
Gouache is kind of like a mixture of watercolor and acrylic. It's water soluble, so you can put water back on it, kind of like watercolors, but it's also opaque, so it gives a nice color on top.
So. Just a different kind of watercolor. That's really cool. So tell us about your story about how you came to A-State. What was it that brought you here to visit, and then what helped you make that decision?
Well, I had known a couple people that had come here, but I wasn't sure exactly when I came to visit. And so a couple of the staff members here, they gave me a tour of the art department and of the campus, and I just was like absolutely in love. It was so amazing. Especially Dr. Baker, I love her so much. She was the one that gave me the tour.
She's Canadian too.
Yeah.
So,
but she just kind of got me hooked here, so.
That's fantastic. I think that's what happens a lot when our students come to visit, or especially when they come here, they realize that our faculty have a special relationship with their students, and Dr. Baker is fantastic. And so,
I love her so much.
Now, the 3D art building was probably being built when you came here, and you've been here a little while now and used it a little bit. What are you hearing from your fellow students about the building itself?
I have heard a lot of good things, just how excited people were to be in here at the first place, and I've also seen a lot of the work that people have produced in these different classrooms, which is really cool. So,
what do you think excites the students the most about the space that's in here that maybe they didn't have before?
Probably the space, the amount of space, and like the newer tools and things that we can use in the process
Yeah,
of our
before we
art
had the 3D
making.
art building, we were using the art annex, and that's kind of a cramped in place. It's an older building that's been around for decades, and so certainly we have brand new space, more brand new tools. We have new topics we can teach here now, so that's really cool. Now, if you haven't had a chance to see the new 3D art facility, we actually have a feature on the ribbon cutting on the main website and on A-State's social media as well. Well, Grace, it's been a pleasure having you here in the October edition of the First Friday video. Thank you for sharing with us about all your experiences, and thank you for sharing your painting in our house, and we're excited to see you continue to lead here as a student and also as a representative of Chancellor Leadership class, of course, as well. So that wraps up our First Friday edition for October 2021. Remember, you can always reach out to me by email at chancellor@astate.edu or follow me on social media at KDAP. All right, everyone, wolves up.